Welcome to the 100 share YieldMax challenge. This series is to track what would happen if you bought 100 shares of all the YieldMax ETFs starting in December of 2024. Today is January 26, and we are the Saturday after Group A has paid its dividends. So let's see how Group A is looking. Here's Group A, and a lot of red, and one winner, GUI. And this is, remember, the day after the dividends have been paid. So all these share prices will have dropped by the amount of the dividend. So hopefully the rest of the month the share price goes back up. All right, let's start with Crash, and it paid 29 cents, and it has paid a little more than that, 37.44. So this one is going down slightly. And let's check on its price. We'll go back a year. So it started at 20, and you can see the NAV erosion on this one's pretty severe. It's down to 572. Now, over the last couple of months, the price decay has kind of stabilized, so we'll see how that, we'll have to keep an eye on that to keep going. Okay, next up, Feet. This is one of the new ones. There's only 1 month as opposed to 2 months and everything else. So it has starting price of 48.13, and it's dropped down to 46.48. Let's see why. It had a dividend of, it had a dividend of 2.19. That's why the price dropped. So that would make sense. And this is new, so we're not going to have a lot of historical data on this one as far as price. It started at 50, and it is down a little bit, so that one's going to be interesting. Some of these, they start them at 50 and they seem to lose their price fairly quickly, and then they'll stabilize. So hopefully we can not do that. This one, 5E, did not pick up what happened. I'll have to figure out why. So let's go to GUI. Let's see, the 2-month return is 6.52 shares. That's after 2 dividend payments. The average price of $14.68 and a current price of $15.20. So that's gone up in value on the stock price. Let's check how its dividend history has been. It's actually fairly consistent. It got a lot of 30s, 20s, 40s. So it's not bad. It did have 1 month of 60, so it had a good month last month. So that's good. It had 37, 28, 63, and 33. That's the last 4 months. And this is only 2 months old, so we're not doing too bad on this one. Had a daily gain, so as long as that NAV price keeps going up, we can see it over time here. It's for the last, say, 6 months or so, it's been up and down around the same price, so that's a good thing. Go to Group A, and portfolio. GUI, OARK is next. 6.43 shares. 11.14 starting. 10.47 today. So that's not bad after the dividend payment of 33 cents. As an overview, the stock price has been fairly consistent. It's actually gone up from its low in August, so that's really good. Let's see what that's your projections. Let's go back to dividends and look at the history. 30, 30, 40, 20, 40. So looks like in the 30s is normal for this fund. And on a stock price of $10.47, a 30-cent per share dividend is actually pretty good. If the NAV stays at around $10, you're going to get a good return on that one. Snowy 107. So that one's got 107.3 shares after 2 months. It started out at 2102. It's dropped to 1856. The annual dividend is supposed to be 887. So let's go take a look. And 74 cents on a $18.56. I like that. That's okay. This is its yield. It had a little spike there. So as you can see, it had $1.70 in December 2nd, and this one paid twice in December. And don't forget, these are 4 weeks, not monthly. So you will have months where some of the funds will pay twice in the same month. So if you had 50, 70, 50, 50, it looks like, 60, 70 cents would be normal. Must have had a good month in this beginning of December, so that would have been the month before. Tesla. This is one of the more popular ones. It follows Tesla, of course. And what do we have as an overview? It's lost $254. We're at 114.5 shares, so that's good. The shares are growing nicely. Yeah, you can see Tesla has the volatility of the underlying, and you can see where that spikes, and then that ETF will follow that. So that's up and down. We need a little more stability there, would be good. Dividends, like I said, paid 72. An annual dividend. TSMY. Where are we at on you? It's gone down. It's stayed okay. It's lost $32. It paid a dividend of 64 cents. Yield on cost 38. And what have we done with these dividends? 60, 80, 50, 80. Yeah, you can see it bounces. It's 70, 80 cents on average. XOMO, 104.15, 115 down to 1550 down to 1432. It's lost. Did have a gain for the day. Oh, that was YBit. XO had a loss for the day. Yeah, there it is. Daily loss. Annual dividend 398. Dividends 35 cents. And that one is about normal. So we're going to need some good and solid NAV on that. See, as the yield, the price of the underlying drops faster than the dividends pay, you get that looks good, but it's not. What you need is a little more steady in the NAV department. Here's your stock price for the year. And this is December, where we had the market drop as a whole. Started to come back and then dropped off again. But don't forget, it just paid, so that's why there's always a dip at the end of all of these. So we'll see if it recovers any of that this month. And last but not least, YBIT. YBIT paid a nice 79 cents on a $12.74 ETF. That is really good. Annual dividends is pretty close, $3 under the whole share, so that's why you have a good yield. And it's paid $1.20. That was a great month. 60, 70. So it should get 60, 70 cents a month. That's really good on a $12.74 stock ETF. We're going to go up here. I want to go back to the overview for the whole group. And as you can see, feed has the most value in it. That's the new one though, and it started at it, so it's still at a much higher price than the rest. And this is the important screen. As you can see, it's alphabetical, but like Crash is growing, has 10 shares in 2 months, and that'll compound. And don't forget, these are all going to compound. Tesla, that 14.5 shares in 2 months. That's really good, even though the stock price could do a little better. And this is your overtime. So this is for you young people out there. In 20 years, if you just bought the 100 shares and held them in 20 years, your annual dividend would be $177,000. There's your total dividends received over that time, and your portfolio value of $892. Annual contributions are 0. Also, this does not have taxes figured in. If you're doing this in a tax exempt account, in a Roth or an IRA, you'll be different. So make sure before you do anything with any of these funds that paid weekly or monthly dividends, that you know what you're getting into for taxes. So make sure you have a good tax accountant and or somebody you can get advice from, because this is not advice. This is just information. These are the weeklies, which we're also going to just keep a little eye on here. As you can see, I've done these, and like I said, these are weekly. So what's that mean? Yes, just what it says. It pays every week. And this one paid 30 cents. Let's see what the history on the weeklies is. There we go. It's way down there. So 30, 20, 30, 30. So that's not bad. If you could get 25 cents a week, that's a $1.25 every 5 weeks. $1 a month. So those aren't bad. So those are the weeklies. I'm not going to go into each one individually. I just wanted to let you know that if they're there, we'll show them every week just to give you an idea of how they do, and you can look into them if you're interested. But as you can see, they pay weekly, but if the NAV doesn't keep up, you can kind of get running behind. Market value negative, all negative. So that's Group A. That was this. They paid this previous week. Group B pays next week. It should be Wednesday is the declaration day. That's when they will tell you what the dividend is going to be Thursday is X day, and then Friday is the dividend payment day. So Friday, you will have that taken out. So as you can see, when you look at it before the payment, you have a lot more green. And some of these will pay, and then obviously the price will go down. So this one's going to go down like 30 cents or so, if it holds true to averages. Let's see, who has a good 44 cents, 40, 30, 80, 90. Okay, that one's had some better payments, so that one will be good. But as you can see, this is what you want to look at when you're looking at these, is closer to ex-div date. So you'll have your initial price and your current price. And then you'll have the 102 shares. So your market value is just above. So you're going positive. You're also growing this. You're growing this number. And that's also what you want to do, because as this number goes up, your dividends will go up. And over time, hopefully your NAV doesn't erode too much. If it gets to a stable point, that would be great, because then you're just gaining profits. Morrow's 106. What have they done? See, they got a lot more shares, so they might have paid a bigger dividend. And kind of zing themselves a little bit, or they had a good month and then the stock fell off. There was a sell-off Friday, because you can see 249. Oh, that's the new one. Sorry. That's why that one paid so well. That's the new fund in Group B. And the new funds, as you can see, the price is high. And it paid well. And that's normal for new funds. When you see these new funds come in, they'll pay a larger dividend. But if you look at it on a percentage of the share price, it's not that much higher. And unfortunately, they'll start at 50, and then they seem to drop. See, this one's already down to 39.56. So that's 127 down in a month, even with gaining 6 shares. So that's Group A's numbers, and that's a quick look at Group B. And what we are going to do is take a quick look at the other two, see how they're doing just real quick. This is a couple weeks out, and as you can see, mostly red. Group D, who's the winner? AMZ is still positive. Where's Misty? Everybody's favorite. 20. See, they had a sell-off. They were up to almost $30, and they dropped back down. Their underlying also went down this week. So that's okay. Overview, we'll go Group A. Here's the some of the dividend changes, if you want to look at it that way. This is the breakdown of the portfolio. As you can see, FEAT makes up a larger percentage, but that's just because that's the new one and it had the higher share price. So I'm going to wrap it up there for today. And if there's any more information that I can get you, let me know. This dividend tracker is what it is, but I can also go into like Yahoo and we could look at individual stocks in a different format. You can see this one will get you better charting. This is what did I type in? I typed in Misty. That's on, it follows MSTR, and as you can see in the last year, it has gone up and down, but it's stayed around that. It seems to hang out above and below the 30, so a 30 is actually not a bad price. You see it dips below 30 here, a little bit here. Then we had the big drop those months. And then, of course, crypto came roaring back, and now it's stabilized. But if there's anything else you want to know, let me know. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.